Greetings, YouTube. In my previous video yesterday, I showcased and shouted out several summoners who were lucky enough to get their hands on the new featured champion Storm Pyramid X as either a 5 or 6-star champion. One of those summoners' name is Kelly, and he was kind enough to send along some 6-star Storm Pyramid X gameplay against the man who desperately needs an upgraded healthcare plan, Realm of Legends Winter Soldier. So while we play this video, I think it's important to note that he thinks she's pretty straightforward, but there's still a lot to learn about her abilities and mechanics. It's just, it's only been a day. So he's had not the most time to learn her. Of course, the question always is, what tier is she supposed to be in? Where would you compare her to the top champions in the same class? A champion like Namor, still even after the quote-unquote rebalancing. A champion of a positive rebalancing, specifically Colossus. And I would not put her at all where those champions are. That's not to say that she isn't in the upper middle tier of that class. Think about a champion like Havoc, right? That's a champion that I think a lot of people kind of ignore at this point and forget about. But that champion still has one of the, if not the best, special 3 damage in the game and takes little to no ramp up to get there. She's going to cause some insane special damage as well. But when you look at the hits from a 6-star, which keep in mind when you get a 6-star out of the gate, that really is a champion that is the equivalent, if not maybe even better than slightly, of a rank 4 or 5-star. You've got to ask yourself, what about their pre-fight abilities? What about their strength? And so she does have pre-fight abilities. And I think they reset each fight. Her special attack damage is predicated on her prowess charges. 3 are permanent above that on a timer, gained by either attacker or defender gaining a bar of power. Now, this will work best in aggressive fights, right? Realm of Legends Winter Soldier is fairly passive, so this is not the best showcase. It's just the standard showcase that people kind of test amounts of hits and things. It's not really like the ideal test case for a lot of champions, but I think it's just what we've become accustomed to seeing. He can see getting to 5+ prowess and then charging the heavy before firing a special. It's difficult to get the high prowess for a special 1, so most of the damage will come from special 2 and special 3. He did a couple of specials at the end at all levels and landed some decent damage. Crits can also be a factor, so that is kind of the initial analysis. A lot of this is going to change and evolve over time. And I've also seen champions that you think are in the upper but not top tier of the class suddenly become a lot better when a new synergy team comes out. I even think about a champion like my boy, OG Black Panther, who I still love stacking those bleeds. And that new Hulkbuster synergy that just completed in the beta is phenomenal. And I think that makes him a ton of fun. And I might even take him to rank 4 just for funsies. Not that people should use the word funsies anymore. I think that might be a little bit of an old-timey word, but who cares? I also do like the stun. Wish it lasted longer. But I have seen this kind of damage and certainly this kind of hit output with Unawakened 4 stars at rank 5 when they're at the top of their class. You look at the shock damage and everything kind of ticking away at 158. You kind of hope that for this ranking it would be at least double that. But who knows? This is just an opening out of the box, and as we learn more about the champion and they get more comfortable with the champion, things could change. I will say that so many of these new champions have those persistent charges and pre-fight abilities, and I'm just not the guy that's going to be a huge fan of that. I still love champions that take little to no ramp up, and even if they have to be awakened like Omega Red and with a certain mastery setup, they're just fun and easy to play. I still look at this, even though I teach college classes, as something that I want to relax and not have to think about. And I know that differs greatly from some other content creators, and I respect their opinions. It's just, for me personally, And maybe it's because I do live streams where I read so many comments and don't have time to think about finishing combos, even certainly on lights or mediums, or there are just certain things that make champions more useful, but it kind of is the difference between enjoying dessert and busting out the calculator. That's part of the reason why I've never bothered to really learn Taskmaster, even though I realize that he is a really good champ for some of you out there who have told me that he might even be your favorite champ, which shocks me, but at the same time, it is just a once again an example of how you can really fall in love with a champion, get good with them, and then content creators like myself, like, forget our opinions. If you have fun, do what you want. I know that's the reason why I took up X23 lately to 565, and I couldn't be happier with that decision. Same reason why I took up an Awakened Ghost Rider to 565, I guess now about a year ago, and I have never regretted that decision. So, we're getting close, but you can see over 200 hits. I wonder what you could do in this fight from a Sig 99 4-star rank 5 Star-Lord still, who kind of has become almost underrated after how we've taken his utility for granted given the longevity that he's been in the game and also some of the better tech champions that have popped up since his inclusion years ago in the contest. So, you can see 40,000 damage. I'm not saying that's bad, right? I'm just saying you could get that with some 4-stars. So, I think that she has potential, and maybe this fight would be a whole lot different with her Awakened ability. I couldn't tell you what that's like, but I also think that you don't want to pull a 6-star and immediately think, man, if only I could awaken him, because it's so dang hard to awaken a 6-star. So in this case, he did a really good job of keeping the combo, but the fight was over 6 minutes long and took over 200 hits. So that was the question. How good would a unawakened 6-star Storm Pyramid X be out of the box? Hopefully we've answered some questions. He's not saying, I'm not saying that this is perfect gameplay or the best way to use this champion. It's just kind of first impressions since he got her in the early access bundle, and I appreciate Kelly's input. Thank you again so much, sir, and thank you to everybody who watched this video.